Welcome to the channel. Today we are discussing something that is very interesting to many people who are looking to immigrate to Canada. We are going to the Atlantic coast of Canada and we'll be touching down in New Brunswick. Well, in New Brunswick, you have different streams that you can immigrate used to come to Canada. But specifically tonight, we are going to discuss the Critical Worker Pilot Program. This pilot program started in November of 2022, and since then it has been attracting people like crazy. Just a few days ago, a number of persons were invited to put in their application, and that is huge. You can use this means to get over to Canada as soon as possible. What is this program? The program is just a joint effort between the government of New Brunswick, which is the provincial territory, and also the federal government. The sole aim of this program is to attract people who are skilled in their endeavor to come over to New Brunswick and forge a good partnership and foster the economic activity of the province. The good news about this province is that this immigration scheme, this is employer driven. So what does it mean? The New Brunswick government has given some employers the power to look for people like you and myself who are interested in coming to New Brunswick. So you do not get confused as to which job that you are going to look for. All you need to do is to get to this employer's website, look for a particular job that suits your skills, and then put in an application. Once you are invited, you are given a letter of acceptance, you will now go forward to put in the application. Some people might want to ask, what are these employers? How do I know which employer? Because there are so many in New Brunswick. Well, it's very simple. I'm going to read the names of these employers to you, and probably I'm going to include their career websites. That is the link that you can click on and then search for job. But please take note. For some of these employers, they are multinationals. In other words, they have businesses not only in Canada, but in US and other places. So when you go to the website, ensure that you click Canada and New Brunswick, because New Brunswick alone is the province that is making this particular pilot program that we are talking about. So for the names, we have Cook Aquaculture Incorporated. I will drop the link in the description below. You have Group Savoy Incorporated. You have Group Wet School, Imperial Manufacturing, JD Iwin Limited, and McCain Foods. These 6 employers have been entrusted with that weighty responsibility of recruiting persons to come over to the province of New Brunswick. Now the question in the mind of some of you will be, how do we go about this? 6 simple steps you just need to take. 6 simple steps, and then you'll be on your way to Canada. The very first step is to put an application for the different job that they offer for New Brunswick. And once you've accepted the offer, you ensure that that application is a non-seasonal job offer. What it means is that it should be a full-time job offer that you are given, because that letter that will be given to you, you will use it to support the immigration process. That is step 1. For step 2, you then need to go into the INB, which is Immigration New Brunswick portal. You will create an expression of interest. This is key because if you go inside the website and try to create a profile, you'll be asked one question. What is your tie to New Brunswick? For you who have just gotten the employment offer, that is your tie. So you put in that acceptance letter, then you can proceed. For any other person, if you do not have that tie to New Brunswick, which is that employment offer that you have been given, it will not allow you to proceed. You will just be stuck there And the next thing you do, you just need to click withdraw and cancel that expression of interest. So once you've done that, creating your expression of interest, you will now need to fill all the different questions, your eligibility, age, language test, which is either English or French language test. And all they need for this critical work pilot is just CLB 4. And what that means is just scoring 4 across board. So if you scored probably 3.5, 4.5, 4, you are going to have 4. That is all they need for your IELTS scores, nothing more. So once you have that, you are good. So it is not asking question whether, is 6.0 okay? You are very, very much okay with 6 because the province is looking for just CLB 4 across board. And once they've gone through your application process, which is now the third step in the process, if they've gone through and if they found that you are qualified, what the province does is to issue you an ITA. And that ITA simply is an invitation to apply. And once you receive the invitation to apply, the next thing to do, which is the first stage in the process, is for you to submit an application to the government of New Brunswick. You need to submit your application online. And once you've done that, you need to also pay the processing fee. Well, all the schedule of the processing fee and all the forms that you will be given will be sent to you directly from that particular portal. So you do not need to ask me, what are the forms? How much is there? Everything is there, and you will be sent this information before you continue. As part of the application process, you may be required to provide further proof of your suitability for coming to that particular province, which is New Brunswick. So you might be asked to verify some information that you've submitted. Please do that explicitly so that you don't have any problem. You will also be required to provide a settlement plan. And for some persons, based on what you feel, you will be required for an interview. The date and place and time for that interview will be sent to you. Probably through Zoom, you will speak with one of those officers and they will question you based on what you've submitted. Be truthful, be factual with all the information that you will give them, because all of these form a basis of your application. You might also be required to disclose all information about your dependents, the people that are going with you to Canada, trips to Canada, that is previous trips to Canada. You will be asked to mention all of these in the course of that particular interview. And once you've submitted that, you are through with that, that will take you smoothly to the fifth stage, which is the expectation of receiving a nomination from New Brunswick. And once they are good with what you've submitted, they are going to give you a nomination certificate. So the government of New Brunswick issues you a nomination certificate, and with that nomination certificate that you have, you will proceed to apply for permanent residence with IRCC. And not just that, while they are giving you that certificate, they are also giving you a letter that you can apply for a work permit, not to wait for the process of getting your permanent residence processed, and you want to travel in good time to Canada, you can now process a permanent work permit going to Canada even earlier. Is that not sweet? That is indeed wonderful. That forms the sixth layer of the processing of coming to New Brunswick. But many people will be wondering, how do I apply to cook aquaculture? How do I apply to JD Iving? Not to worry. I am going to drop the link to these websites. The career section, even not just the link, but the career section of the website, I'm going to drop the description in the video so that you just click and apply. And once you apply, please just be rest assured, all that you'll be waiting will be getting a positive reply. One thing that the province of New Brunswick actually urge everybody to do is that you should be PRO prepared. What does that mean? It means that you are not just fighting to meet the eligibility requirement for New Brunswick, but you should be meeting the eligibility requirement for the federal level, which is for Canada at large. Because as soon as they give you the nomination certificate, you are duty bound to put in an application for PRO. If you found value so far, subscribe to the channel, share the video, like the video so that more persons, people like you, will see this video. If you have questions and comments, drop them in the description below, and I will find time to answer this question, probably by means of a video, so that many more persons will have answers to what you are looking for. And I will definitely see you in the next video.